This conference will now be recorded.
Now I'll be giving certain assignments today. Now I want everybody to start exploring on these assignments. Okay, whatever the points I'm going to write now, every point is important from your interview point of view. Clear? Now we will be checking the solutions. We will be checking this practically, collectively and together from the tomorrow onwards. Every day we will be spending maybe some 15 to 20 minutes or approximately half an hour to discuss on these assignments that we are going to take. Apart from the regular discussion, we will be spending around 15 to 30 minutes depending on the number of assignments that we have done. Clear? I'm not going to do these assignments on the system. Whoever does this, I am going to take that company code, take that transaction. I will explain what needs to be done, how it has to be done. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Alright, I'm not going to show them completely. I will only give the assignment. I want everybody to work on it, find out. Then I'll take one of the company codes wherein one of you have done this. I will be explaining how this needs to be done, so that you will understand how this has to be done in the system. Tomorrow, if somebody is asking you in your interview, or if you get similar problem, similar issue in your project, you will be able to explain, you will be able to understand what exactly is the problem, what we need to check, how we need to resolve this. Right? The way you have to look at the problem, the way you have to solve the problem is what you have to understand. Clear, right? So we will be starting from small things, and then slowly we will complicate the scenarios. So let me put this under this sheet. So we'll be working on this sheet as well. Okay, so first one will be activation and deactivation of open item management in GL accounts. Now, when I say this, we are talking about FS00. Okay, so this point number one. This is applicable to balance sheet accounts. Okay, these points is what you have to keep in your mind. Point number two, GL not activated as open item management. There are no postings. Okay, GL not activated as open item management. There are no postings. Next one, this is your GL not activated as open item management. There are postings. Okay, next point, GL not activated as open item management. There are postings, but balance is 0. Okay, next point, GL activated as open item management. I think we'll put the same 3 points. This will be point number E. This will be point number F. This will be point number G. I'll remove not. Okay, GL activated as open item management. There are no postings. GL activated as open item management. There are postings. GL activated as open item management. There are postings, but balance is 0. In these three scenarios, the point is activate open item management. Okay, in these three scenarios, activate open item management. In the next three scenarios, deactivate open item management. Clear? Here you need to activate, here you need to deactivate. Now you've got three scenarios in each. Any doubt in this? Now let me show what exactly you have to do here. Point number one, this scenario is exclusively applicable for balance sheet account because open item management is maintained only for balance sheet accounts, either for asset or for liability. Take any one balance sheet account. Let's say I'll take cash account, bank incoming account. If you go to controlling data or control data, currently, do you find open item management active or inactive? Enabled or not enabled?
Not enabled.
Not enabled.
For this, open item management is not enabled. Let's say your user had created this GL account but forgot to enable open item management. User had created this GL account but forgot to enable open item management. This is your HDFC Bank incoming account. Any bank incoming account must be open item management in order to perform bank reconciliation in SAP. If you want to perform BRS or bank reconciliation statement, all your bank sub accounts must be managed as open item. In this scenario, your bank GL account is not created as open item, which is causing a problem in performing BRS. Point number one, GL account is created, but there are no postings. Okay, so first what you need to do, you need to create 3 GL accounts. One GL account for each scenario. Clear? If you want to test this, you need one dedicated GL account. If you want to test this, you need another GL account. If you want to test this, you need another GL account. Similarly for these three. Overall, you have 6 scenarios to be tested. You need to create 6 GL accounts. Am I clear? Don't test with single GL account, then you are going to get into unwanted confusions. Create a separate GL account for each scenario and then experiment. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So first what you are going to do, you are going to create a GL account. You are going to create 3 GL accounts first. These 3 GL accounts which are not activated as open item management, like this. Don't create 3 times GL account, only one time you create. Second time, third time you copy the GL account. You know how to copy the GL account, right? Click on the existing GL account, use this copy icon, change the next number, click on save. So when you're doing one thing, try to add additional things also so that you're collectively learning multiple things at a time. Once you create these three GL accounts, make sure first point, GL account not activated as open item management, but there are no postings. According to this scenario, if you try to change this setting, is the system allowing or not? If there are no postings, you created a GL account, you forgot to put open item management. Later on, before making any postings, if you try to put that tick enabled, if you try to save it, check what is happening. If system is allowing, you can mention that. If there are no postings, changes in the open item management is possible. Point number 2, again the next GL account with the same settings. Create the GL account, but there are postings. What you do, post one entry. Right? Create the GL account, post one entry. Any entry you can post. Pass one accounting entry. When you are posting the entry, do not post manually debit credit. Take any one existing document. You know how to use post with reference, which we have seen in the morning sessions.
Yes, sir.
Right? You'll have to use post with reference. Just change the GL account to your GL account, save it. What amount, what profit center, what date, ignore it. Your focus is not on what is your offsetting account, what is the amount, what is profit center, what is the date. That is not the focus. Focus is to replicate the scenario. Right? The way you're thinking matters a lot. If you're thinking what date I need to give, what offsetting I need to give, what amount I should give, which profit center I should give, then the way you're thinking is wrong. So you need to have the requirement clearly in your mind. What is the problem? What you need to test. To test that, you need some test data. Test data, you see this as test data only, not real data. So use any account, any date, any company code, any document type. Your intention is to bring one document into this GL account. Once the GL account has got one posting, try to activate open item management. Check what is happening. If system is allowing you to activate open item management once there is a posting or not. If yes, write your observation. Yes, even if there is a posting, we can activate open item management. If not, if system is not allowing you to activate open item management, try to find out how you are going to activate this. Now this is a practical scenario which is quite common in every organization. If it is not allowing, what we are going to do? Okay, try to find out a solution. Now when you're trying to find out a solution, think from both the system point of view, because treatment of this is different in ECC, treatment of this is different in S4 HANA. Clear? The same 6 scenarios will be treated differently in ECC, will be treated differently in S4 HANA system. So try to write both the solutions, how we are going to activate, deactivate in ECC, similarly in S4 HANA system. So that even if somebody is asking you in your interview, you will have clear-cut answer. Alright. Next one, third scenario, there are postings but balance is 0. In the second scenario, you are going to post only one entry and you are going to test it. In second scenario, I want you to post 2 entries. First entry you post for 100 rupees. Second entry you post for negative 100, which means your GL account should receive debit balance of 100 or any amount. Another entry you post for the same amount, but this same amount cannot be a reversal entry. Okay, it should not be a reversal entry, it has to be a negative posting. Both manual entries you pass, one for debit posting, the other one is credit posting. After that, open the GL account, run the FAGLL03 report, make sure your account balance is 0. You will see two line items displayed, debit amount, credit amount. This time try to change it. Check what is happening. In this case, how you are going to enable this. Once you find out your observations, write down somewhere. in your own language, in your own understanding. Same things you are going to do reverse for the next 3 GL accounts. Create 3 more GL accounts. These 3 GL accounts must be open item activated while creating. Once you do it, first scenario, do not post any entry. Take the first GL account, directly go to GL control data, try to remove the checkbox, click on save. Check what is happening. For the second one, create the GL account, make activation of open item management, pass entry, and after posting the entry, assume that you forgot to deactivate this. Now after posting one entry, try to deactivate it. See what is happening. Similarly, third one, pass 2 entries, one for debit balance, one for credit balance with the same amount. In this case, check what is happening. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now this has to be understood both from ECC point of view and from S4HANA point of view. Okay. Second point, since we are on the GL, let's try to look some other points from this. Balances in local currency only. Balances in local currency only purpose. So we have to understand what is the purpose of ticking this. If you tick this, what is going to happen? Okay, what will happen if you tick this? Where do you find the impact? This is one point. Next one, third one, activation and deactivation of reconciliation type for a GL account. When I say activation of deactivation of reconciliation type for a GL account, we mean, let's say you created a GL account, you did some postings, but you forgot to create that GL account as reconciliation account. Now you want to change that existing GL account as a reconciliation account. For example, in this case, currently it is not a reconciliation account. I want this GL account to be maintained as recon account or reconciliation account now. Is this possible? First point. If yes, how are we going to do it? On the other side, assuming this is currently created as a reconciliation account. This is currently created as a reconciliation account. Now I don't want this as a reconciliation account. How are we going to do it? If it is possible, how? If it is not possible, why not possible?
Sir, after posting.
Yes. Before posting, you can do anything. When there are no postings in the GL account, it will allow you to change anything. Once there are postings, it will have certain limitations. It will not allow you to make every change in the master record. Clearer?
Yes, sir.
Next one, post automatically only. Indicator usage. Next one, relevant to cash flow usage. If you take post automatically only, what will happen to a GL account? If you take this relevant to cash flow, what will happen to a GL account? The remaining we are not using. Whatever is most important, that is what we are going to understand at the beginning. The remaining things we will try to understand later on. But first, whatever the things that you must understand, that we are listing out. Okay, next one. If you want to maintain GL description in multiple languages, okay, how do we do that? Right, if you want to maintain GL description in multiple languages, how do we do that? When I say this, now everybody knows the fact, for all your company codes at group level, you are going to use single operating chart of account. Is my statement correct?
Yes, sir.
For all your
Yes, sir.
company codes, you are going to use same operating chart of account. If you go to the chart of account, if you go to the chart of account segment of a GL account, which is your type description, I have short text, long text. Now here I have written HDFC check incoming in the short text and in the long text. Assuming I am operating in multiple countries, let's say I'm operating in China, I'm operating in Germany, I'm operating in Indonesia, certain countries wherein the local language is used. Let's say in China, they are not going to use English language. So in China, they want to see the GL description in the Chinese language. Let's say in Germany, they want to use the description in German language. Okay, how you are going to meet these kind of requirements? How you will ensure that if your user is trying to access the GL account from China, they will get the description in Chinese language. How we are going to do it is what you need to understand. This is also a point that will be asked in your interviews. Next one, can we post entries in group chart of account and country chart of account GLs? I'm not going to answer these points. I am going to only clarify these points. Be very clear. I'm not going to answer these questions. I'm only going to clarify the answers that you are all providing. Accordingly, we will write down what needs to be explained, what needs to be understood for these kind of questions. In a similar way, you have to apply your mind. You have to start thinking in the same approach. Okay, we will be only writing the questions. I want everybody to put your efforts to find out the solutions. Clear? 7 we have taken. Next one, how do we copy GL accounts from one company code to other company code? Okay, let's say you are working on a rollout project. You are already having one company code. Let's say you already have DEIN company code. Tomorrow you are going to work for DEUS company code. DEUS, DEIN, both are going to use same chart of account. If both company codes are going to use the same chart of accounts, you are not going to create all the GL accounts again for DEUS company code. Right? So what exactly is going to happen when it comes to DEUS, which is your second company code, which is going to use same chart of account? How you are going to copy the GL accounts from one company code to the other company code? This is one point. These are all the simple small points that we are listing out. Next one, how do we maintain number ranges in the company code at year end? How you are going to maintain number ranges in the company code at year end? Now you have to understand number range for every company code is fiscal year specific. Whenever you create number range, I hope everybody posted a document in SAP your company code. For posting a document, number range is mandatory. To create a number range, you would have taken 2-digit number range interval and you have given fiscal year, correct? 2023. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
let's say 2023 is over. Now you are moving on to 2024. When you are on 2024, how system is going to create documents in 2024? You need to have number ranges for 2024. How you are going to maintain number ranges for 2024? What is the approach? What exactly you are going to do? This is one point that you have to find out. Let's take last question, 10th one. How do we maintain default document type and posting the key in a particular T code? When I say this, let's say, let me log in. Let's say if I go to f-02, am I getting any document type here?
Yes, sir. Yes, SEA.
What is it? SA. What is the posting key that I am getting?
40. 40.
40. Right? Now let me change f-43. Sure. Okay. If I go to f-43, what is the document type you see here?
KR.
KR. Posting key
31.
31. If I go to f-22, what is the document type? DR
01 posting.
and posting key is 01. Now, assuming you have a requirement from your client, whenever they open a particular transaction code, they don't want a DR, they want some other document type. How you are going to change this default document type on a particular T code, and how you are going to change this default posting key from this particular T code. Clear? This 10 points is what I want everybody to work out, and then we will be discussing this in the tomorrow night session. Likewise, let's try to take at least few questions every day so that we will have something to discuss from interview point of view in the next day. Apart from the regular discussion, we will be discussing on interview related questions. Small points we will be beginning. Slowly we will be complicating once we understand those topics in the morning session from configuration point of view. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Alright then, so start working on this. From tomorrow we are going to spend a dedicated time for your interview related points also. Clear, right? Let me stop this recording.
Sir,